she can't use two-handed melee weapons, but this is only really an issue late game. Her first choice is 3 excellent options, and honestly, it's hard to go wrong here. The best bet is to study alchemy, because the other rewards are actually easy to get later on anyway. Getting the Alchemilia books early is a very big deal, because it gives you access to recipes of healing items, which will help tremendously throughout the rest of the game, and especially at the start. The next option is which god to worship. Grogroth is the best in combat, hands down. The rest have useful spells, but Grogroth is the most consistently useful spells out of all, and it's tricky to max out his affinity. The other 2 gods that are useful in combat are the god of fear and hunger, whose affinity is pretty easy to get, and Venushka, where you only really need 1 or 2 affinity for its useful combat spells. For the final choice, if you find you usually take a lot of damage in the early game, then take medical goods, but it's almost always better to bring something to read. Skin Bibles are very valuable early to mid game, and they're entirely RNG until you reach the end. The best one you can get here is the God of Fear and Hunger Skin Bible for saving, but the Venushka Skin Bible is good to access the woods quickly. You don't need the Grogroth Skin Bible at all since you already have maximum affinity, and rares is not very useful. And if you don't get the right book, well, don't worry. You can just reset until you get the Skin Bible you want. Nobody's going to judge you. So first thing you want to do is you want to get 2 soul stones, and then purchase necromancy for the ghouls and engrave. The best sigil to engrave on yourself for a magic build is rares, as it boosts mine by 25, but you probably don't have a skin bible and you won't be able to do this for a little while, so just leave it. For your ghouls, the Ulmir sigil is the best option, as it will reduce physical damage taken, which is the majority of damage throughout a playthrough. Now, if you want to do something pretty interesting with Marina, and you have a Venushka skin bible, then you can attempt to kill Osar early to get Spiceforge. The trip to find him is pretty dangerous, and fighting him is even worse, but his skills are mandatory for magic builds, so you'll have to do this at some point. If you want to attempt this, then instead of getting Necromancy and Engrave, take Hurting and Black Smog from Grogroth instead. Hurting isn't super useful, but it's required to get Black Smog, which is incredibly useful. It's used to blind enemies and make fights much easier.
Oh, yo.
Osar deals a lot of damage, so it's important to mitigate that quickly.
Hold up.
After he's blinded, take out his limbs to stop.
I'm just watching some... I got a bunch of videos lined up to watch. Good morning. It is 6 AM in New Zealand. Wow, it's 5:45. What's up? Rigged my PC to play with it on my phone at work. Nice. Yeah, this would be the perfect game to like play. After like looking at a few things this morning, it's like there's so many different ways to like build your characters, and they are like pretty strong. So like it makes me want to go back to Fear and Hunger 1 a little bit like that too, because there's so many different ways to build it there. But yeah, it just made me want to like dive a little bit deeper and look at some of the methods that people have for leveling up. Like I didn't realize you probably in the Levi section of this video, it's just like how to get Levi to be like kind of strong early. You get to pick a gun, and you can immediately use the trench gun to blast the chain off the gates, get into the deeper part of the city, which is cool. And you can also not have him addicted to heroin because of his storyline, which is also very cool.
Stop him casting, because there's still a chance of a lucky hit, and then kill him. Alternatively, have party members attack his body while you focus on blinding. Just remember that contestant party members won't join in fights against other contestants until they're hit by an attack, but Osar will cast AoE spells. All of Osar's skills are incredibly useful for magic builds, but just like before, it's recommended to take Necromancy after this so you have meat shields to mitigate early damage, because magic itself takes a little while to actually start being worth casting. Dan's skills are more useful mid to late game than early, and he really shines as a supporting character with a party, but he can still do some pretty interesting things. His skill Analyze is one of the strongest in the game, which lets you beat most enemies in 2 turns, although it doesn't work at all against some later fights, like some of the Moonscorch bosses. His skill's Diagnosis and Precision stance aren't useful whatsoever in gameplay, but the rest can be quite helpful. For the first choice, pick Honest Work. Then pick Continue with the Studies. This will give you Analyze. It makes the target's weak spot available to hit, allowing you to burn down most targets quickly. With a party or heavy-hitting attacks, this skill is undoubtedly one of the best in the game. Next, pick Join as a Medic. This will give you a light blue vial, pep pills, and a scalpel. Pep pills are a consumable that double your agility, which usually gives you double turns in all fights, and the scalpel is a really good melee weapon to start with. For the final option, pick Medical Goods. As said before, food and alcohol are very common, but healing is limited early game, and it stays useful throughout. Dan starts with a stronger melee weapon than a knife, the scalpel, but you'll still want to find something better soon, such as the woodsman's axe or villager's rusty pipe. After recruiting a Bella, you'll want to collect enough heads for 2 soul stones quickly in order to get Dan's skill, Medicinal and Organ Harvest, which is 2 skills in 1. This will allow you to harvest organs from corpses that are used to heal the worst status effects outside of battle, meaning you'll never need curative items again. Using Analyze in combat with heavy attacks or teammates means that every early fight, even against tough enemies, will be over very quickly, and the extra healing items and organs will help mitigate extra damage. Dan builds very well into melee because of Analyze, and he has very high survivability long term due to Organ Harvest. Now for a Bella, who has one of the best starts out of all the contestants. Wrench Toss can one-shot most enemies in the early game, and she can start with an ability that gives her access to the best weapon.
Yeah, I love the Wrench Toss. I had a playthrough where I had a Bella and then my other companions had wrenches as well, so I just had a full wrench party. But what I really want to look for here is how to get the meat grinder. I think on my current playthrough, if I just go down to that vault where you recruit a Bella, you end up finding a part for the meat grinder, and I've already found the buzzsaw and some bolts and some other stuff. So I think on our current playthrough I'm actually really close to getting it, which is cool. Gonna go to Carter sleep during lunch, BRB. Very cool.
Weapon in the game for later. First, choose to learn Mechanics, which gives you Wrench Toss. This one ability will carry you through the early game and stays useful until the second last fight in each ending. It deals high damage and stuns whatever limb you hit. It will kill all the villagers and Moonscorch early game, and can shut down dangerous limbs in harder fights. Keep in mind that you need to re-equip your wrench before you can throw it again, so it's safest to use this as part of a party. Second, choose to take the man back home. This gives you the Officer Sword, a strong melee weapon by itself, but it's part of a recipe for an excellent weapon a Bella can craft very early. Third, choose Weapon Craft. This allows you to craft excellent weapons, including the best weapon in the game. I'll explain how we're going to use it shortly, but make no mistake, this is an almost mandatory skill for melee builds. Finally, choose to stock up on spare parts. Doing this will allow you to craft a weapon very quickly, and help mitigate the RNG of finding parts for weapons. Unfortunately, since you're playing as a Bella, you can't immediately recruit a Bella, so she is a little weaker than some other characters because of this. But we're going to visit her bunker straight away anyway. I recommend killing Chinaka now so you can get his soul for the stats later, but I don't blame you if you can't bring yourself to hurt him. Since we're going into the bunker though, Needles will do the job for you, so it's him or you. Stop off at the woodsman's house and grab the glass in the ground. Then go to the bunker and search the shelves for any scrap metal and extra glass. You're going to fight Needles, and first turn, you need to blind him. If it fails, then second turn, try again. Even when he's blinded, he can still hit you, so keep your health topped up if you can, but RNG can still kill you here, so you may need a couple of tries. Once Needles is dead, take the heroin from his body and craft the Sandman. You now have access to one of the 2 methods of poisoning enemies in the game, so enjoy your free dot damage. The extra heroin will come in handy for later boss fights too. Between Wrench Toss and the Sandman, you got the strongest start in the game, so have fun. Osar the Yellow Mage's opening is quite unique in that it's a full text adventure. I won't be covering that full one here, but I do recommend trying it out at least once, it's pretty fun. Instead, I'll cover what options you should pick if you choose the abridged version, which is similar to the standard openings. As a bonus, if you play either of Osar's openings, you'll get an extra 25 plus max HP, giving him excellent survivability. Osar has a very strong start, but he lacks the ability to use guns whatsoever, which hurts him quite a bit in the mid and late game. For the first option, you want to take the family Chak Chak, because the alternative, a Soulstone, isn't very hard to come by while playing, but Chak Chaks are pretty limited and very, very useful for boosting magic damage. Next, learn methods of your home country to get meditation. This gives you extra rev points when you guard, allowing you to deal more damage and cast spells faster. The option to get God Affinity here isn't super useful since it's just a single point, and the final option, Pyromancy Trick, isn't really useful for Osar at the start of the game. For the next choice, learn basic techniques. This gives you La Danse Macabre, which boosts your magic damage the longer a fight goes on. It's vital for late game magic builds, so it's worth getting now for free, and frankly, the animation is hilarious. After this, take Skin Bible Grogoroth, because the other two options, Rare and Sylvian, are mostly for utility. Grogoroth is for damage, and we want to do a lot of damage. Next, take the Officer Sword. It deals a tiny amount less damage than the Spear, but since it's one-handed, it's safer long term in case you lose an arm, and can be given to more party members. For the final choice, I would have usually said take Healing Goods, but while recording this playthrough as Osar, I found my mind draining very quickly, and depending on RNG, you can easily get in a situation where you don't have enough mind healing items. So you should pick Stock Up on Magical Goods. This gives you 3 mind healing items, which can definitely help mitigate the heavy mind costs early in the game. To play Osar is pretty simple. You need heads, lots of heads. So recruit a Bella and start clearing out every enemy in Old Town you can manage. Draw a Venushka sigil in the Woodsman's house to get 1 affinity when you get the Skin Bible, and pick up Pinecone Pick from the tree to get a trickle of free items over the game. Pinecone Pick won't make or break a run, but it is pretty cute. With these affinity levels, the order you want to spend your soul stones is Spice Forge from Osar's Soul, Necromancy from Grogoroth if you want ghouls, then Roots That Reap from Venushka, and finally, Hurting. Spice Forge is a ridiculously strong spell system that unlocks new variations of other spells. Red Spice doubles the spell so it gets used twice, and it does usually increase the mind cost. White Spice makes a spell get automatically used at the start of combat before any turns take place. You still pay the mind cost, but it doesn't cost any rev points. And finally, Blue Spice means greater spells, which lowers the mind cost drastically. This is really good for expensive spells like Chains of Torment or Scorched Earth. You can immediately see how strong Spice Forge is for magic builds. Using White Spice on Roots That Reap means you have a good chance to finish most basic fights before they even start. Late game, using double Black Orb is obscenely strong. You can also change the spices around whenever you like outside of combat. When you enter the city, you should beeline for the church to pick up the guaranteed Beetle Stone to help with the heavy mind costs. After getting this set up, you're ready to handle everything the game throws at you for a long while. Now, our favourite botanist has a rough start no matter how you build her. She's designed to be a support character, but if you take the right skills, you can absolutely nuke bosses. Against easier foes though, she can struggle a bit. She can get knocked out of her chair whenever she takes damage, and can't attack again until she gets back in, so having some magic can help mitigate this risk. And, like Marina, she can't use two-handed weapons. To begin with, stick to botanism. This will give you undergrowth awareness, which lets you pick up extra plants. These extras are incredibly useful later on, and have unique effects like healing over time. Next, concentrate on your studies to get advanced botanism, which unlocks the best healing recipes in the game. The dark blue mixed herbs give a healing effect which lasts multiple turns, and condensed herbs will fully heal you or protect you from most status effects. Because Olivia has a very weak start, it's best to specialise in folklore next to get a Venushka Skin Bible. This allows you to get Pyromancy Trick or Roots That Reap quickly, in case you need to finish off an enemy that's just knocked you out of your chair, as you can still cast spells. Finally, get something to read. This will give you Alchemilia Volume 1, giving you the basic healing recipes. These are useful because the stronger healing recipes you've already unlocked are often too strong, and you can end up wasting resources. If you only need to heal 30 to 50 HP, then it's often best to use a blue vial rather than waste condensed herbs. Olivia struggles a lot in early combat, so if you're playing solo, it's often best to just avoid as much as possible. Otherwise, recruit a Bella and grab enough heads for 3 soul stones. The important skills to buy here are Poison Tip and Toxicology from Olivia's skill tree, and Pyromancy Trick from Venushka's. I recommend killing the Woodsman and drawing the Venushka sigil in his basement, but you'll probably need a Bella's help to kill him quickly. Not only do you get the Venushka affinity here, but you also get Pinecone Pig, which has a chance to pick up herbs for your new recipes. Poison Tip will allow you to coat your weapons in poison to deal extra dot damage during fights, which is more useful against stronger enemies than weaker ones. Toxicology allows you to craft Condensed Nettle, which can do an effect similar to stun on the target, and Condensed Hemlock, which is without a doubt the strongest dot in the game. It deals 15% of the enemy's max HP every single turn, meaning no enemy will live longer than 7 turns, although it'll often kill them much faster. It's very, very strong. Pyromancy Trick is a cheap spell that deals a little damage, but can also apply a burn dot. Poison and burn dots stack together very nicely against medium and large enemies, and the raw damage of Pyromancy Trick can be used in place of a melee attack in case Olivia gets knocked out of her chair. In general, you have to play a little more carefully with Olivia than the rest due to her wheelchair, but she absolutely deletes bosses with Condensed Hemlock, Poison, and Burn stacking, and having immediate access to great healing gives her excellent survivability. Marco is just straight up the strongest melee character in the game. His fists outpace every weapon you'll get early to mid-game, outside of rushing the meat grinder, which, ironically, he can get earlier than everybody else. So, let's get it. First, become a pickpocket. This lets you steal items from most enemies, which we'll be using for something very specific soon. Next, pick to train stamina. This gives you an extra 25 HP which can't be obtained later, unlike the rest which are just stat increases. For the next choice, there's multiple good options. For what we're doing today, take Evasion, which gives you Bob and Weave. It's best to start with this because there's a rough fight early on and the evasion bonus will help us survive. Next, get your sister and flee the country. You'll learn Escape Plan, which makes it much easier to run from fights. This is useful throughout the game because in Fear and Hunger, sometimes you shouldn't be fighting things. Finally, take Luxury Products. This will give you heroin and pep pills, which are somewhat rare consumables that are very useful for tougher fights, especially the final fights in each ending. So, first things first, we need to fight Abella. Head to the bunker and start the fight, but make sure to steal from her during it to get the bench grinder. She's very tough because she can stun you for 3 turns with Wrench Toss, so if you're struggling in this fight, use the pep pills beforehand and bob and weave to have a high chance to avoid her attacks. After this, loot every shelf you can find in the bunker for crafting materials. To craft the meat grinder, you'll need 1 duct tape, a saw blade, and a scrap metal. After this, get 12 heads to trade for soul stones to buy Abella's skill weapon crafting. Then, craft the meat grinder. Congratulations! You now have objectively the best weapon in the entire game, and it only took 1 kill to get it, plus 12 or so heads. If you had bad RNG and didn't get the required materials in the first bunker, you can just reset and try again. Or just wait until you reach another bunker to search for them there. Karen normally has a very weak start. Her skills are useful in conjunction with other souls, but altogether they don't help her very much in the early game. However, there is one cheeky strategy courtesy of my friend A Dark Raccoon that gives her a very impressive start. For all the other characters, it's better to go through their backstory, but for Karen, just skip. You'll start with Persuade, which gives you extra options when talking in combat, Escape Plan, which lets you run from fights more easily, and a pistol with 6 rounds. First, leave the train and change screens so everybody else at the train moves around. Then come back, equip your pistol, and attack Marco. Use Talk and persuade him to stand down. Then use Guard until you have 3 rev points. Rev up and shoot his torso. If you use maximum rev and attack with a gun, it shoots twice but only uses 1 bullet. Marco has to be taken out first because otherwise he'll tie you up and you'll be stuck at the train until day 3. Next, attack Marina. Like before, persuade and buy yourself an extra turn, but attack her arms first, then rev up and attack her torso. Be careful because Marina can cast Black Smog and blind you, so if you're unlucky here, you might need to reset. After Marina's dealt with, change weapons to the knife because you won't need your pistol against Olivia. Persuade, then attack her arm with 1 rev twice in a row, then attack her head. Loot them all and use the mixed herbs to heal up, then sleep on the bench. When you wake up, Tanaka will be very unhappy, so it's time to kill him too. Like with Marco, persuade, then guard until you have 3 rev and attack his torso. And just like that, you've got 4 more souls, a soul stone, and Alchemilia Volume 1 in the first 5 minutes. Other characters struggled to do this because of the large amount of damage that the other contestants put out, so Persuade and the pistol really help here. The skills I recommend taking first are Engrave, Lockpicking, and Diplomacy. Lockpicking isn't mandatory, but there's lots of storage rooms and loot hidden behind locked doors, including a rifle just outside the mayor's manor, and you can get into the sewers for free quite quickly. Diplomacy is a bit of a controversial pick, but I really like it because it allows you to kill bobbies in a single turn without taking damage. And it's controversial because outside of that, it's not really useful. Honestly, you can start building Karen any way you like after this, seeing as you've got the best melee damage soul and a really solid magic damage soul too. Hopefully you'll find these builds useful for your next playthrough. One of my favourite things about this game is how versatile all the characters are, so even though I think these are the strongest ways to start each character, they're far from the only ways to do it. But I'd like to know, who's your favourite character and did you like their build here? How would you do it differently? My name's Morday Duke, and thank you very much for watching.
Yeah. I'd like to just like watch another one of the characters. But yeah, how to recruit. How do we get Dan?
Take care about these guys. Okay, we're getting some nice stuff. Getting some nice stuff. Nothing like amazing, but oh, hello. This mess requires further studies. I have to check out the nearby slums again. You're free to join if you want. Sure. Is it my party member now? So yeah, he doesn't have a license or a degree. That's the plan. I'll see if there's something I can do for these people. I'll meet up with you later, okay? Is it wise to disperse? Probably not, but I can't just leave these people. No! Oh! Did he give me my stuff back? Okay. That would just be painful. Okay. No use moping around. Could have use for some company. Would you mind if I joined your party? Absolutely.
Okay. I wonder if I get him in that early phase, I can use him to cut the parts out of bodies to get more resources. Though he wasn't available for me for some reason. Nice. I guess he's offline for a few days. SQC is probably on a bankroll.
Yeah, same.
It's my friends, Karate and
Nope, I
Eagle.
can't.
Hi guys, how are you?
What's up, man?
We are good.
Hi.
So
Karate.
I'm not doing this.
Wait, wait, you
Karate
can?
and auto.
I can, but I'm not doing
His
this
name
shit.
is Karate.
We're doing another one? Or do you want to do tow?
But let's go do towing.
Let me check out.
Bye guys.
Hey,
Hey, buddy.
hey, buddy.
No, I said bye, bye.
You smell like
Oh.
fucking dog
Oh,
shit. Get the
buy
fuck
one
away from me,
more.
you fucking
Buy-
freak.
What the fuck?
Do you need
Oh.
some perfume?
Was she
Uh,
talking
We
to
can
me?
bring
No.
you to the laundromat so you can go wash your clothes.
The fuck you talking about, asshole?
Um,
I can't smell anything.
I'm just trying to help you. I'm not being an asshole.
How the fuck
Well,
do I
so
start
you're
this
s-
bloody job?
You're
Sorry.
saying-
Ooh, I'm happy I got that mask on. Damn.
Are you fucking
Oh,
serious right now?
Yeah, I don't think you can
have
get a job here if
great
you're bald.
fucking day. By the way, the perfumes are on sale right
Karate
now. For
said
So you
Shut
just
up.
smell
So-
something
so
bad and you
have
just
fun.
assume it's us too.
Bro,
Please.
I tried last
Karate.
time. When I was bald, I used to try to work. I couldn't work here. They sent me home every time.
You have hair now.
Lavmo!
Yeah, I do have hair, yeah.
Hello.
What's that, Lavmo?
Hello. Hello.
we go.
Hello.
Lavmo!
How? Who is calling my No, love more, please stop it. Don't make fun of my name. You know, back in my fucking village, I'm a chief. I
You said
demand
what?
respect now.
Chief
You were a
Tane? Chief Tane?
I can't. How do I do this job?
Chief, get
please,
that
can
pussy,
you help
bang,
me,
bang.
please?
like that.
Entirety of these 3 games. It's also better seen on Nebula, where it comes with an exclusive companion video. The kind of terror present in Amnesia: The Bunker isn't unique. That doesn't mean it's not effective. More than a decade ago, the first Amnesia game popularized a trend that would take over mid-budget horror: helplessness. No guns, no killable enemies, no way to fight back. Unlike Resident Evils or Silent Hills, if you saw a monster in Amnesia, the only recourse was to flee to the nearest closet or under the bed and wait there, vision swimming with encroaching insanity as the all-powerful monster stalked around. It is, deeply scary. Total unempowerment, the childhood horror of a boogeyman that couldn't be stopped by anything. It's also a bit of a one-trick pony. In Amnesia's sequels and the other games it inspired, the invincible boogeyman straddled the line between scary and chore. I would notice a closet and think, great, that's where I'll run to when a bad guy shows up in 45 seconds. Even brilliant titles like Soma suffered from the tedium of waiting around for bad and impervious robot men to wander in a different direction. And so finally, 13 years after The Dark Descent, the Amnesia series has made a startling choice. It's giving you back your gun. The new Amnesia game seemingly reverses course on its entire identity. Revolvers, grenades, Molotovs, all will fill your pockets over the course of the game, and in doing so, it finds a path between the helplessness of earlier titles and the walking arsenals of Resident Evil. Amnesia: The Bunker is not simply a game of hide and seek. Instead, with its new mechanics, it cultivates a very specific kind of terror, one in which the apparent gift of agency is punished with self-imposed paralysis of choice. It's a feeling that lives in a particular part of your brain. But in the intricacies of our psyche, we're capable of feeling dread, fear, distress in near infinite ways. It's this gift of our evolution that allows the bunker to operate on a completely different level than, say, a game in which your face is only slightly yours to control, or one in which you're swallowed under the shadow of a being many miles high. But we'll get there, after we get through the bunker. It's fairly easy to intuit the setting of the game from its title. Situated within an active no man's land during World War I, 95% of the bunker takes place in, a hole in the ground. It's a tremendously evocative period to set a horror game, the nightmarish war serving as the easy real-life analog to whatever supernatural scary thing the writers want to happen at the same time. The game's mechanical inspirations are less obvious, however. That is, until you start looking at how it approaches the classic horror game trope of the locked door. It's hard to name a horror game that doesn't deal in some way with locked doors. They could necessitate a multi-piece puzzle like in Resident Evil, or the futile rattling of endless broken doorknobs a la Silent Hill, finding keycards in Signalis, smashing power conduits in Dead Space. The list goes on. But almost always, the locked door is a separate challenge from the game's other systems. In one half of our brain, we carry the worry of a locked door, and in the other half, we juggle our remaining resources for fighting off enemies. The bunker takes the deceptively simple step of removing this separation. After handing you a revolver, the first thing the bunker asks you to shoot is not a monster or enemy combatant, but a padlock. It's almost cathartic. No searching pockets or corners for a lost key, just pull the hammer back and blam. Lock gone, door open. But it shouldn't take long for that catharsis to fade into an omnipresent anxiety, because there is a monster in the bunker, of course there is. And with rarely enough ammunition to even fill the cylinder of your revolver, every padlock blasted open becomes one fewer bullet you have to deter a charging beast, and every shot at that beast becomes one more door you'll potentially never unlock. But it's not just a binary. Wooden doors are flimsy enough that they'll crumble after hurling a cinder block at them a few times, but that cinder block will echo down the halls, announcing your exact position to anyone who might be listening. Grenades can serve the same purpose, but are even louder, and is a door really worth giving up the security a grenade provides? As several other writers have pointed out, the bunker owes much of its mechanical flair to the immersive sim genre, games like Deus Ex or Prey, with many solutions to a single problem. But unlike those games, the excitement of finding a way through in the bunker is almost always paired with the pain of burning one of your lifelines. The horror logic of those first Amnesia games was fairly straightforward. Without any way to fight back, every monster poses the ultimate threat, and thus every encounter gains the highest possible stakes. But the bunker rolls with perhaps an even more human rationality. Decision is agonizing. Even the most optimal strategy is going to have trade-offs here, and benefiting somewhere inevitably means weakening yourself somewhere else. And alongside its new resource anxiety, this mechanical shift unexpectedly addresses Amnesia's other biggest problem: death. Death has always been a sticking point for the helpless horror genre. On one hand, the monsters need to pose some danger to the player's health, or else there's no threat. On the other, dying kinda cuts all the tension of the level. Reaching a game over screen in one of these titles only serves to remind us, oh yeah, death is meaningless in a video game. I'll just go back to the checkpoint. Early on, this seemed unchanged in the bunker. Actually, the problem seemed compounded. Miss one of my 3 shots with the revolver, I'll just die rather than live with the consequences of that missed shot. But the bunker doesn't work on an exploitable save system. It has exactly one manual save point right in the middle of the map, and doesn't offer multiple save slots either. So as you explore the deeper parts of the map, venturing further and further from the one save slot, finding more resources and story-focused journals, and uncovering new objectives, the consequences of dying and losing everything you found start to outweigh the consequences of missing a shot. You have more to lose, so you have more to protect. Deep in the bowels of the earth, I used my precious resources with panicked abandon, shooting at ghosts and hurling grenades at rodents, unsure if I'd ever be able to even find my way back here if I died. Oh, and there's the issue of the generator. See, the bunker does actually have electricity. It is imperfect, at best, dim and flickering and prone to make a hallway look absolutely terrifying, but it's still vastly preferable to your other light sources, a crank-powered flashlight or quick-burning torches and flares. All of the electricity in the whole bunker comes from a gas-powered generator that sits right next to the one save point, and the gas sits in one-time use cans scattered around the bunker. A single can will buy you about 5 minutes of light. So while it may be tempting to scurry back to the save room every time you make any sort of progress, these sorts of return trips will actually burn away what few minutes of light you have. If you play too cautiously, you will straight up run out of fuel, even the most familiar twists of the bunker turning hostile in the black. I dreaded these situations so much that I would use any resource to avoid them, even if I missed my shot, even if it was the last bullet in my chamber. The bunker's atmosphere is so relentlessly oppressive that it's able to pull off an impressively cruel trick. Hours into the game, you climb up a ladder and find yourself faced with something unexpected: the sky. Out of the slot window, the sun paints the horizon orange and blue, an environmental warmth absent from anywhere in the tunnels. It's so close, and the window isn't that narrow, maybe, I thought. And then a rifle cracked, and the concrete above my head exploded. I more or less threw myself back into the tunnels. It's World War I out there, remember? There is little present in the bunker that feels wholly unique. I have seen loud and persistent monsters before. I have wandered through the dark. I have worried about my ammo. What's notable here is how dreadfully tight it's turned the screws, that each of its impressively fleshed out systems ties back into a core of anxiety about something, about everything, running out. Not enough fuel, not enough bullets, not enough light to make it through the next hour. It's the kind of experience particularly suited to this medium, your ability to make choices becoming the very thing that might do you in. But at least they are, like, your choices. Who's Lila was released last year by developer Garage Heathen. It's kind of a dialogue-based point-and-click adventure game, except with the notable difference that you're not actually able to pick dialogue. Instead, as the protagonist informs you in the opening moments of the game,
it's difficult for me to express emotions. I envy other people, they make faces naturally, but I have to make a conscious decision each time I move a muscle.
Rather than choosing from a dialogue tree, Who's Lila gives you the human face as a canvas to paint your emotional reaction to things upon. As it happens,
Yeah, that is kind of dumb. I always wanted to, like, no. Having a nap really helps me. So many times people are like, don't do it. When I used to like train a lot, I would have like a 30-minute nap every day, and it would rejuvenate me so much. And I was so good at falling asleep. Like, I would actually, it would take me like no time at all to fall asleep every day. So I could really routinely, I'd just be like hanging out with my friends or something, and I'll be like, oh, I just need to go have like 40 minutes, and I'll be right back. And I'd come back feeling like so much better. Because I just had that little sleep cycle like perfectly down. It was really good.
you are probably a very
I feel like I need another nap now. It's like yesterday, I needed a nap like the whole day.
bad painter. Before setting out into the world, the protagonist invites you to practice your faces in the mirror. He thinks,
When I see my neighbor, she'll ask how I am, and I will answer, good, thank you.
on the other half of the screen sits a grainy, expressionless portrait. You grab the corners of his mouth and pull, stretching each side individually into an uneasy smile.
If some weird guy approaches me at the store, I'll scare him away.
And you pull his lips into a grimace and his eyebrows into a scowl.
If I once again see the one hiding in boilers,
He thinks, and we sculpt his face like uncooperative clay into some version of terror. There are no resources to manage in Who's Lila, no dwindling pool of generator fuel or single bullets to juggle. Instead, the game can live for a little while on just how fucking weird this mechanic is, twisting your character's face like taffy into a poor imitation of excited or sad. It is, in effect, a horror game made out of the start screen of Mario 64. Aside from the inherent uncanniness, though, the central mechanic is almost begging you to try out completely inappropriate responses to people's questions. Who's Lila centers around the disappearance of one of the protagonist's classmates, a woman named Tanya Kennedy. Often, you'll find yourself questioned by people about your interactions with Tanya. If you know anything about her, why you were spending so much time with her before she disappeared. Almost always, the correct response to their queries is to look sad, surprised, or even just stay neutral. But what if, huh? What if you broke into a big shit-eating grin when a classmate says that no one has heard from her in a week? Sometimes, the game has this idea for you. At the beginning, our character, a kid named Will according to his classmates, said that he has trouble expressing emotions, that he has to make a conscious decision to move every muscle. But that doesn't actually seem true. Often when confronted or surprised with information, Will's face starts to move on its own. The corners of his mouth twitch, his eyes widen or narrow into exactly the opposite of what you'd hope. You don't just mold his expression in these scenes, you actively fight what it seems like he's trying to do. You wrestle over control of his body. When I was a kid, I had this weird, recurring nightmare where I'd get in trouble for something I hadn't done at school. I'd get called to the principal's office, and they'd ask me point blank, did you do this? And the answer would be no, and I'd try to answer no. But despite not having done it, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from grinning or giggling in an obviously guilty way. Inevitably, the principal would decide I was responsible. It was one of those weird, low-stakes nightmares that nevertheless popped up for years. There's this pervasive question of who or what is really in control in Who's Lila. Usually, Will's face doesn't move at all without our input, but sometimes it moves on its own. Usually, his locomotion is determined by pointing and clicking on a place on the screen, but sometimes the game cuts to first person. Usually, we're only asked to manipulate his expression in conversation, but sometimes Progressing through multiple playthroughs of the game expands its possibility space.
Bit of a weird topic.
Early
Wait,
on,
why don't
you
you
can
like
only take
train?
the bus to school.
Are you free to talk, or are you meant to be working? You don't like train as much after Scuffed? Is it because he was like babying Aiden Ross and like, yeah, Disney definitely had some gripes with train afterwards, because like Disney just had to wrestle with the fact that like he was dealing with someone who's like so clouded up that they're okay to act like a little piece of shit, which inherently makes Train look way less like authentic, which is basically what he built his brand off of, like being able to say what he thought. But instead, yeah, during the show, yeah, it was inherently spineless and unprincipled. Yeah, it's fucking rough. You would it sucks because like, I don't know, as much as like I don't want to see Train like fail or anything, it sucks to see him be like too afraid to like call that shit out, because it would make him too upset in order to he doesn't want to be sad, and it would be sad for Train if he didn't get a whole massive paycheck. Yeah. Instead he just fucking throws Steven under the bus.
Eventually, you can ride it to several different locations in town, including a burned out building with a symbol that hypnotizes
Everyone was
you.
so hugely cucked. Yeah, hugely cucked. Literally, when Aiden was just like, good, I hope my fanbase doxes Steven, and everyone was like, oh, not cool, buddy, not cool. As much as it's like, yeah, it's okay to see everyone be like, not cool, I want to see someone just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you absolute loser? Like, get out of here. You know, I want to see that full-on grug energy from Train. Be like, what are you thinking, you little pin-sucking twink? Everyone was so huge cucked. It seemed to be what happens when you get big and network in this fashion. You're not really representing yourself, you're representing your brand. Networking when on these podcasts. Yeah. It's not even for like the podcast as well. It can often just be like for the, even if these like weren't famous people, if it was just a few people at a party, I can imagine like the same thing happening just for like social clout, you know, just to be like comfortable and like in with the in crowd. But like, there should be a certain level of like bravery taken to be the one to be like, hey, actually, like, even though Aiden's like the coolest kid in the room or whatever, like, I'm gonna aggressively call him out. And with that bravery comes the fact that like, hey, I have to go against the crowd, but you should also know that like, if you do it in the right way and show like your feelings and convictions and why they're justified, which they are, that people will stick by you.
I guess, into an entirely different space, into one of those first-person sections, and a horrid...
But like, on the other hand, people might end up thinking that you're like some sensitive person who's like, oh, you're just like taking offense at this person, and you just did it because you're like a narcissist like Destiny. Like, you're just a sensitive, egotistical narcissist who wants to play the victim. But it's like, I'm getting fucking aggressively doxxed by someone who, like, and the problem with Aiden is because he's so dumb and like obviously fragile, people immediately forgive him for his like childlike actions because he is like a child. But he's not actually a child. He just is representing such a retarded child in such like an obvious way that it's like immediate forgiveness,
It makes us
instant
feel uneasy
forgiveness,
and
like
even unsafe, despite knowing that darkness. It makes us feel.
I just flicked to a different video.
Expands its possibility.
Yeah, nice. I got the current one back. But yeah, it's like a insane defense mechanism for Aiden Ross.
Space. Early on, you can only take the bus to school. Eventually, you can ride it to several different locations in town, including a burned out building with a symbol that hypnotizes you, I guess, into an entirely different space, into one of those first-person sections, and a horrid.
I'm thinking about doing Brittany Simon impressions and just like talking about bubbles and stuff. Aiden's just in that like dumb little kid bubble. And when people have to like deal with it, they don't want to like pop his little bubble, so they're like, "Oh, not cool, bro." But in the same way that they respect that bubble, they have to move out of their bubble, which seems really not cool. But it sort of fits in the maturity bubble where you're happy to put yourself aside, nurture this little clout-hungry demon. Whereas Destiny's bubble are just these insane, aggressive cheaters. But nah, I don't think we should accommodate for Aiden's bubble, which does death threats as a joke.
Figure eventually gives you a link, like a web link, to a Steam page. In a weirdly invasive moment, the figure and the game inform you that the link is now in your clipboard, and it is. It's there. And going to that link downloads a separate program to run on your computer simultaneously to Who's Lila, and that program is just this bizarre demon face that sits on your desktop, and it also tells you what to do, croaking out numbers and advice in a little digitized voice. There's only a few lines of spoken dialogue in the game. Some of it comes from the side program you download, some only consists of panting or screams. And then there's a phone call you get at the start of the game on your dozenth or so run through, a cell phone that says in English,
"Please, I beg you, let me back in."
The game's title, you probably noticed, asks a question. Who's Lila? The easy answer is, it's you. You are not William, you're Lila. You're the one who needs to adjust their facial expressions manually. You're the one who lies to classmates and the cops. You're the one who takes hints from demons. Lila is a presence that most are completely unaware of in the game, though sometimes they already know, and sometimes your character will treat it as a sort of sadistic reveal.
The name is Lila.
The lore of Lila runs deep enough that even if you've watched this far, the game would still hold many surprises for you. But the general mythos of Lila is an entity that can take over others, not simply a possession, but a forceful ejection of the prior self of that body. That's the call we got earlier. That was William, the rightful owner of the body we're now puppeteering around, confined to a voice that can barely whisper through a phone. And in this dispossession of the supposed protagonist, Who's Lila adds another layer to its question of control. The expressions you're smearing across William's face don't belong to him, but do they belong to you instead? How much of Lila is a literal, comprehensible being, and how much of Lila is just the anxiety of bodily autonomy, that the logical, rational signals we want to send to our face and body could be superseded by an entirely different set of impulses? It's an intensely internal fear, presented through that primary mechanic, the pulling and stretching and pinching of flesh. William wouldn't choose to make a face that looks like this. No one would. And yet, The final game I want to talk about today has no fuel generators, no failable dialogues, and no moving faces. It's not interested in resource management or agency over flesh. It's... You know what? I actually misspoke. The Utility Room, a VR title by micro developer Binman Games, is very interested in moving faces. Just not in quite the same way. VR does a couple things very well. Physical manipulation of objects, rhythm games, the dark. But one of the things it's best at is the motif tackled by the Utility Room. What if things were really, really, really big? The idea of the Utility Room as a location is a sort of behind the scenes for the universe. At the edge of the universe lies the Utility Room, where all the heavy lifting takes place, some opening text says. There have been no work incidents in 13.8 billion years. You are arriving as a tourist. Don't do anything foolish. Of course, the first thing you do is break something. The first few levels are, admittedly, a pretty slow burn. After shattering whatever orb you did in the first couple seconds, you're teleported to a series of caves with rocks that just sort of slide around, and a few jumps over bottomless pits. It is evocative, I guess. It's interesting, for instance, that a section consisting solely of pillars and stones would be called the computer. Even in these dark and close environments, the Utility Room does a great job of making its world feel not old per se, but more raw. It's unfinished because it doesn't need to be finished. It's meant to be a behind the scenes, messy and coarse compared to our ornate planet. The caves do a decent job of that, but it all feels a bit slight, a bit trivial, until you stumble out of the rock and get a true glimpse at what a behind the scenes for the universe actually looks like. There's a grand tradition of putting big, cool stuff in the skybox or background of video games. Space battles, enormous castles, other planets. But more often than not, these are essentially matte paintings, trapped in static loops that keep them unreachably far from the player. What's so disarming about the Utility Room is its backgrounds seem to operate in the same way, massive objects circling in the distance, but then those objects get closer and closer, and reveal themselves to not be background at all, but simply so mind-bogglingly huge that their orbits hid their true physicality through layers of cloud and atmosphere. The experience of playing this game, what all the stuff in the caves and over mountain passes and down rocky slides has been leading up to, is this. I walk through a canyon, sides tall, empty. In the center, there's a broken human face carved from stone. I bend to look at it, only to realize that at the far side of the canyon, something has emerged, moving towards me, and I start to run, but there's no universe where I can move faster than what's coming, so as the thing approaches, I literally flatten myself against the ground, and inches above me, a head the size of the Hoover Dam, drifts past without a moment of recognition. I don't really think the Utility Room is a horror game, or at least it forgoes most of the trappings of the genre, but it does operate on what I'd call lizard brain fear, a sense of nope so instinctual there's no real need to introduce it. Like the environment, the terror this game cultivates is raw. For instance, seeing something big and far away, making a rough estimate of how big and far away it is, and then realizing that in fact it's actually much further away than you thought, meaning it's also much bigger than your original guess, and yet it's...
Hold up. Everyone's watching Zerka. Quick look.
birthday, I'm gonna get him an AR. With the drum mag.
He's not gonna be able to hold that shit.
It doesn't matter. The Instagram photos are gonna bang hard on his enemies. The fucking daycare niggas ain't gonna keep up because they're like playing with water guns, super soakers, Arctic shock. My nigga, we got sticks with drums on them, right? Lasers and shit. Reppin' O-Block, Sue Whoop, where my bloodies at. Get him all fucking red. As soon as he's full on, you know what I mean? Bloody. We take him to Grape Street. Make some connection with the Crips. This guy's gonna be invincible. Call some fucking Mexicans. Hello? No, I don't need my lawn done. I want the other Mexican MS-13 around him. Get him face tattoos at 8 years old. And at 10 years old, he fucking kills Aiden Ross.
Who's Aiden Ross?
Exactly. Who is he? Because at 10, he's going to look Aiden dead in the eyes. This is comedy. We're not going to kill anyone. I'm not. And no one is going to kill anyone, not even your son. But he's going to have the skill set of Ezio and Altair, Assassin's Creed. And when he's 10 years old, he's going to punt HS Tiki Taki's kid in front of the whole school, in front of his crush. Yeah. Yeah, HS Tiki Taki's British son is in for a rude awakening. Sir Winston Churchill ain't ready for German lightning war. And I'm a comedian. You vape?
Yeah, clearly.
Cool. Oh, I can't wait for that head. You have the French face. Right? I'm going to be like, oui. We are a team, you and I. I'm going to feed you escargot.
Still approaching you at a rate that seems almost impossibly fast for something of that size, and this all happening in VR means you don't have the luxury of reality-confirming peripheral vision, and something in the deeper parts of your consciousness just goes, get me the fuck out of here. All this takes place in an aesthetic that reminds me of early 3D renders, compelling planetscapes and horizons completely detached from the expectations of our world. Part of the wonderful eeriness of something like Myst is the tranquility of the background. Those early renders are so deliberately composed and also so still, almost zen-like, in the knowledge that the background will never suddenly change. Certainly not without input from you. This placidity is also what makes the utility room feel so primeval. There is no growing vegetation, no crashing waves or rain or snow. Every environment could have just been sitting there for 13 billion years. Except as soon as you start to feel any sense of zen, a boulder will hurl down a mountain next to you and shatter some of those landmarks that have presumably stood for time immemorial. It's the feeling of an earthquake caving in Punta Ventana's natural window, an eruption vivisecting Mount St. Helens. Landscapes are only immutable until met with a greater force. And here, there are great forces. For much of the middle act of the utility room, you're making your way towards a great pendulum in the distance, impossibly long, impossibly thin. Of all the scale you cannot conceptualize in this unfinished world, this is the most extreme. But you inch yourself towards it, through highways of expressionless beings and hand over hand up cliff walls, the movement from the pendulum reverberating through the environment, even when you cannot see it. And then you find yourself on a thin causeway as the pendulum screams by like a tethered god, and the vast heads swim through the air above you, and then something else happens. You're noticed. From the distance appears another Moai, and it moves more towards you than one ever has. Your incursion in this 13 billion year old holding space finally noticed, and perhaps because it is so focused on you, it somehow forgets the pendulum. But here, there are great forces. In the bunker, terror was opening my revolver to see only a single round. Whose Lila found terror in the movement of an eyebrow, of an upper lip stretched too far. Playing the utility room feels instead like watching an asteroid hit the Earth, like watching an alien god die, an event so monumental we don't have the emotional range to comprehend it. Eldritch, I suppose. But there is no malice here, just uncaring cosmic gears grinding each other to dust. And yet there are connections between the three. One obvious parallel between them is a loss of control. Your actions in the bunker are limited by the scant supplies it decides to offer. William's face becomes Lila's plaything. The movements of the universe go on without you. In a sense, all horror stems from a loss of control. But conversely, what these three titles do, what they must do given their interactive medium, is deny you a total abdication of responsibility. No, if I had a choice, the lights wouldn't go out, but I did have a choice. I was the one who pushed just a little further into the bunker. I chose to forego fuel to fill my pockets with grenades and bandages. No, William doesn't have a choice in what Lila does with his body, but even before we were aware of his possession by another entity, we were the ones who puppeteered his face. We were the ones that took away his free will. No one makes us touch those orbs in the utility room. Would the head have gotten clobbered if we never showed up? More terrifying than a totally chaotic universe, I think, is the idea of one that presents us with the right choices alongside the wrong ones, and we are too naive or stubborn or scared to take them. It's the idea that agency exists, but only to the extent that we can blame ourselves for what we did wrong, that the path forked miles behind us, but we only realized we took the wrong one once it's too late to turn back. To give someone control in a video game is to enable them to make mistakes. Horror comes from simply living with the consequences. As so often happens, this video was already planned and fully scripted when I played what is almost certainly 2023's best horror game, Alan Wake 2. Honestly, I don't think Alan Wake should have been included in this video. Wake is so incredibly dense and layered that it deserves its own video. Actually, it deserves multiple, which is why I already made one. Right now, exclusively available on Nebula, you can watch me, Game Informer's Blake Hester, and Polygon's Mike Mahardy rave about and break down this game for over an hour. This one's for the real freaks out there.
It feels dumb, but like it feels like why I play video games. So shit like this.
Say it was a big year for video game penises. It's not over yet.
Nebula is the home for this video, because that's where all my looser, more experimental videos go. Alan Wake Spoilercast, got it. Cooking videos, yes sir. Recordings of live talks I've given other places, Nebula's got that too. And once you start looking outside just my page, you'll find the endless other things Nebula offers. Exclusive videos and series from your favorite people, a place to watch videos early and without endless ads, and, maybe most importantly,
I don't know if I want to like subscribe to this channel, but it was pretty cool. It was a good video. You can get a like.
I know. But you're doing good. And I can see us being together like all 2024. I mean, it's not about anything other than teamwork. Because teamwork is how you say,
you just do a line.
Contagious. People see us at the movie theater and they go, they're such a cute couple. They're psychically connected. And then they want to be our friends. But we don't have friends. We're bougie. We're like, no friends, no friends. And if I ever cheat on you, you have my permission. You have my permission to guilt trip me. But I've never cheated. But, sometimes we pick a field of oopsie daisies and fuck 9 bitches at the club. Sometimes we fuck up. I'm not perfect. Are you perfect? I don't think anyone's perfect. But if you cheat, even if you smile at a fucking bus driver or the fucking retard of McDonald's bagging your shit up, if you smile at another dude, I am going to get a tape recorder for Nathaniel, and it's going to say, mom's a bitch for 9 hours as he sleeps for 7 fucking years of his life.
I've seen this exact fucking speech get played out.
To combat you and come with me, and then I'm going to look him in the eyes and say, your mom is a cheating bitch. And Nathaniel is going to say, Papa, I'm experiencing severe deja vu. And I'll be like, because of playing it for years as he's sleeping, and I'll just be like this. That's strange. And then we're going to destroy your life. And I'll probably kiss your mom on the lips to get back at you. You're not cheating on me, all right? It's never happening.
I don't do that. I'm not a hoe.
Yeah, you're a homebody. I feel like you just stay home and watch Jeopardy, right?
I stay home and watch my kid.
Oh, you don't watch TV or any of that?
He does.
What does he watch?
He's little Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse? No. Switch to Paw Patrol. Leave that pussy ass shit. Hi, it's me, Mickey. The fuck? Switch to Paw Patrol.
He likes Mickey Mouse.
I don't give a shit what he like. He likes to shit his his diapers. You think he likes to do heroin? I don't care what he likes. What the fuck? He's gonna watch Paw Patrol. We're gonna start him off with Paw Patrol, and he's only gonna be able to buy the toys of the German Shepherd because he's the only heterosexual dog in that show, because it's a gay communist agenda. So he's gonna start with Paw Patrol, then Sonic the Hedgehog, where he will love the freedom Sonic brings, but he will identify with Shadow as the ultimate life form. And then we introduce Dragon Ball, but he'll watch the Funimation dub.
I had anyone pull my hair during a fight? Nah, I haven't.
Only be
I'm more as like worried about having long hair and that though, but it's not like I get in that many fights. Oh, I must some messages from you. That was a while back. But yeah, wearing like neckties, like you always get your shirt ripped and stuff, but if someone pulls your hair or grabs you by the tie or something, then not great for a fight. Especially being tall, having people like pull on your hair and that really fucks with your shit. That's what you want to do to really tall people, is like wrap their head up. Two things Destiny said about Zerka and his flirting. He's the kind of boyish charm and flirting then when makes light physical touches or flirting heavy, he emphasizes comfort. Making not a big deal, like they're always comfortable with leaving. Yeah, definitely. just that gentle touch really makes girls feel like assured.
It's
and then like their little process, the train of their mind eventually just starts to like run away to like other thoughts, which, you know, gives them the idea to do it, makes them more comfortable, gets Zerker in there.
But it cannot always be drawn. He's not going to be as toxic as me. No.
And the boyish nature like just keeps them interested and not bored.
17-year-old girls that he gets in high school.
Like she's not bored at all. Look at all the expressions going across her face.
My way, right? Like I've done so much for you. You're not even my bloodline. He's got to throw some of them. And so I'll just pick him up at school and be like, "Hey guys, so do you guys want to go to the movies?" And I'll drive them around as a chaperone, but it's actually me being a double agent of my sexual desires and gratifications, and he's gonna get me close to the 17.
That's crazy.
So we're not gonna verbally speak it, but I'm always gonna say to him, you know, your mom's she's not giving the same head, bro. And he's gonna be like, I got you, Dad. And he's going to get some 17. I think this is where we draw the line. Right? I'm joking. I can see you. I lost you 10 minutes ago, but I'm really into the story. Totally joking about the pedo shit. You know, comedian. I'm here for my audience. You, but really, Nathaniel. I am in love with you. I love your smile. And I love that when I tell you a story, I can sense. It's almost like subtitles I can see. I can sense you saying, "Wrap it up, nigga." And I never wrap it up. Because look at you. Who the fuck would wrap it up with a model? So pretty. You think Bradley Martin, Logan Paul could talk to women like this? You think HS Tiki Target? None of them can do it. I understand the female mind because I was once a woman myself. Not that I'm like a trans faggot. Well, I'm saying I was once beta and I cocooned out of it. Took a lot of bar fights and shit until I realized every bar fight was because of a woman. It was men are cool. And that's when I realized women are evil and you have to just tell them, "Hey, sit." And they go, "Arf," because they're so stupid. It's like, what the fuck? I told you to sit. Why are you barking? No, paw, not paw. Sit. You're sitting. Have you noticed how you listen to me? You've been sitting every time I said sit.
I've been sitting the whole time.
You're saying it wasn't because of my command?
No.
Watch this. Suck. You're indestructible. You know, dude, every girl I've had like throws shit at me by now. Like you're just, nothing gets to you. Wow.
Yeah, it's because she's just in a deep meditation of.
You look just like Jill.
Nah, I mean.
You remind me of the girl that lost her mind after I.
It's fucking weird for him to like comment on. Like, how's that? He just turns it into a wee compliment right there. You are indestructible.
Because she's a racist too, and I can tell you got racism in you. It just has to blossom. It has to blossom. I can tell.
No.
Something happened with you. Well, I didn't mention blacks. I was gonna say Chinese, but now you've piqued my curiosity. Why did the negative go to black people? What happened between you and a Shaniqua? Maybe around grade 11.
What?
You fought a black chick, haven't you?
No. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover.
Then love me by picking that baby up and flying to Canada this weekend.
First of all, he's too young to fly on a plane. He's not fully developed, so can't do that. Sorry.
We can get him like a... Really?
Mm-hmm.
What if we left him on the... No. Wait, he's with your mom. You could just come up.
No. Mom doesn't help with that shit.
No. If That's not what you're saying. What you're saying is you're a good mom and you don't want to leave him.
That's who.
Well, both of us need milk, so you're going to have to choose. Just kidding. You know what's weird is like, you gave him formula and not milk, right? And I don't get milk, but I'd definitely be trying. So I'm kind of like your baby boy too. Like, what if I pretended to be a... I'm kidding. That's fucking weird. Have you seen those niggas who call their girl mom? That's weird. You think I have game with like women? I mean, you do that, but there's so much footage of me talking to virgins, me talking to hoes, me talking to good girls, me talking to smart girls, doctors, and it's the same game every time. And I feed you like pigeons at the park. You just out of the palm of my hand. There's so.
All you're doing is giving me entertainment. That's literally it.
That's a synonym for you're manipulating me. Entertainment is manipulation. You want to suck the skin off my dick. Oh, I'm so good at this shit. Holy fuck. I should sell a dating course. It's not Disneyland. We're just having a phone call. This is why the last 7 girls, I'd never leaked this, but the last 7 girls I had all cut themselves with knives and go crazy when I leave them. Because they get used to FaceTime calls like this, and they fall so deep into this infatuation, and then they get a new guy, and they're so bored of him, and it's crazy. Hello.
Hello?
Who's that?
Isabel.
Yeah.
This is Andy Meekum, National Association of Chiefs of Police. I just wanted to call out to remind everyone that they've started their drive for the year to raise funds for medical expenses.
John Zerka here.
The families of officers who were severely injured in the line of duty. So I'm with ITP, a paid fundraiser, and once you receive your pledge card,
5-star. Get him a fucking vest.
for a tax-deductible donation for the drive.
Oh, this is a drive. My bad.
Oh, I understand.
Scam.
Is that a scam? They trying to get... What are they trying to get?
Money.
Can you believe these people? Say, we don't have any canned fruits because those go to Nathaniel. Sorry. Please leave a message after the boom. And we kill the police. I'm kidding. Never harm an officer. You know what I've always wondered? Oh, wow. You've got the thing. I'll tell you when we're alone. Holy shit, you're kind of... Okay. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like, does anyone know what I'm saying? Come on. I've been drinking, I've been spizzing.
Are you talking about cheekbones?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. It's rare. It's rare. Usually girls contour for that, and yeah, you're... Yeah. High, it's called high horsepower cheeks.
Where's the matter?
Let me see my child. Nathaniel.
He's hungry.
Nathaniel, repeat after me. Say fuck 12. Close. Again. He can't do the 12. Well, 12. Oh, when he cries, he gets a little Asian. That's cute. A little Oriental. Hey, Nathaniel. Hey. Cry. Take us to Beijing. Where? Hey, Nathaniel, look. It's me. Your guardian angel. I've been sent by Jesus Christ Almighty to tell you, you will conquer the world, or I'll do it for you and give you the credit because you are my son.
He's like, shut the fuck up.
Those are my first words too.
Wash bottle. You change his bottle. And wash his bottle. No, he's hungry too. He's cranky because he needs a butt change. What eggs are bacon? Some eggs are bacon.
Avatar. Oh yeah. Where are you taking us?
There's a shot. What?
Where are we going?
To wash his bottle? Type shit.
Put some protein in there. Put some whey isolate and
protein.
a little creatine too. 5 days a week.
Shut up. I'm washing his bottle.
I'm gonna send something to your PO box, okay? I have a big knife that Nathaniel can sleep with, big Rambo knife, so his psyche can prepare.
Right.
Nathaniel's gonna be a killer, and he'll have women in love with him like Ted Bundy did. Nathaniel is gonna be the first child in preschool to walk in there with a Nazi uniform with that cute little armband. He's gonna look adorable, but effective. And I'm gonna teach him the goose step march. Knees high, Nathaniel. Knees to God. Nathaniel's first words will be, first he'll address me as the Führer, because I like Full Metal Alchemist and it's not racist. If you could just pull his arm up to give me a high five, can you do that? I want a high five picture with my son.
You can't after I'm done.
You can't pull his arm up like this?
I think the soap out of his bottle.
I want all of his liberal teachers to know what he was bred for. He was bred for war, like Genghis Khan. I could send him some of our merch. We've got the new t-shirts. We got no consent. Hashtag just take it with a Nike swoosh. We got a bunch of merch he can wear. Wait, what size is his? He's like baby size.
Yeah, 3 months.
3 months?
He's 2 months, but he fits in 3 months.
Can I know? I want to know his numerology, zodiac, and life path. What is his full birthday?
October 12th.
October 12th, what?
2023.
2023. Hey, Chad, do the math. Reduce that for me. Whoever gets it, I'll moderate. Don't lie. If we need some 1s, some 4s, and we need some 8s to make him a world leader. Or an 11 would be good. He's a 3? There's no way. He's me? He's a 3? Who do I trust here? Chat, who do we trust? Say the name. Tag the name you trust. Oh, no way. Nathaniel's an 11 life path? His core is 11? He's not like 8 and a fake 11. He's a real 11? Oh, shit. Your son is an 11 life path.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It means all of his numbers add up to 11, which is a master number of... It's Rothschild, banking dynasty, all 11s. Charisma, emotion, and it's the most popular, easiest master number to get, and it doesn't have the downsides of the 22. Oh, he can actually be a Rothschild. I'm going to teach Nathaniel to walk into synagogues and just aggressively stare at every rabbi, and then he's going to say, I forgive you. But they'll know what that means. Don't get in our fucking way. It's Jesus' game, nigga. Dry your tears, Nathaniel. You're not a girl. You're not crying. That's it. You're not crying anymore. Louder. If you want to cry, I want it like Genghis Khan, like you're invading a village and slaughtering the innocent with a sword on horseback. Wah! Wah! That's right, Nathaniel. Scream, battle cry into all your problems. Matter of fact,
I should have made a coffee.
for Christmas, matter of fact, we give you a lump of coal to remind you that's what your poop looks like. You're giving us hell with that shit. You get some coal. I'm gonna raise him cold. I want his heart icy cold. I want him to be Broly. Nathaniel, drink up, because the world is feasting on our desires. But 10 years from now, we'll be drinking to their bones. The Last Supper for the world. And the first feast for the new king, my nigga, Nike, Dunk, Air, Nathaniel, Jr., Zerka. The first. Because mommy getting a bunch of kids out that perfect bod. We gotta wreck mommy, make her a little fat, so nobody at Walmart tries to get her some beef jerky or whatever the hell, or maybe those American cheese balls. What is those containers with the cheese balls that you Americans have in the front of Walmart? They don't even look nice. It looks like cancer balls. And I'm like, that's not a Cheeto. We don't have that here.
Cheese balls.
Yeah, cheese. Yeah, he's never eating that processed shit. We're gonna feed him lion and zebra meat. So
Who are you? What did you do to Andrew?
I never did anything. Why blame me? You're his sister. You should be watching out for him too. He's better off without you anyways. You solely are responsible for this.
What is this? A cool game. Project Wingman.
Nathaniel, we're not kings who are slobs. We don't drink. Nathaniel, Look at me. Look at me. Our enemies are... Get him close. I want to tell him. Nathaniel. Never confuse your enemies with dust in the wind, because that's exactly how we're gonna leave them. Are you crying? Don't you dare cry at that, Nathaniel. You need to understand, life isn't about sparing your enemy. You're afraid of your enemies? You're afraid like your mom?
No, he's hungry.
It's funny because I'm thirsty. You're so pretty, dude. I gotta listen to me and listen closely. I must make haste with my next mission.
Oh, Jesus.
Bend you the fuck over. Right? So prepare. A storm is coming, so prepare. Okay, young lady?
They're the same girl.
I knew you could. That's why I chose you. Prepare the cavalry. We got Jews to hunt. Genghis Khan. There's no time for worries. We see that for our enemies. See, bitch! Shut your fucking mouth and taste the sword, bitch.
Yeah, that was that was pretty retarded, but I don't know, as far as doing like a long ass run, he managed to just spurg off to that girl like an hour. Two things he says about Zerka, yeah, and he's flirting, he's boyish. But yeah, just being able to rant for that long is like pretty good. I guess they can hear his music as well.
There's some in bird here. Yeah.
Shut up, bitch. You're talking.
It's too loud. What? What did you say?
Oh, your pussy is mine.
Mic check. Alright, nah, I'm good. Input line 2, output line 1. Get up. Something else. Thinking there's a whole bunch of background studio stuff that I need to set up eventually, like getting my scenes on my OBS done and my audio lines hooked up to my microphone so I can play whatever I want.
I like my whole fucking crusade for an hour. You're gonna interrupt like this?
Hey, I'm the one taking a shit. You're in my bathroom.
We fucking own this place now.
That's actually funny.
Now, this is us. This is the Cocaine Crusaders, nigga.
Hey, I'm not a slave.
Get the fuck up. Don't wipe and get the fuck out this house. Don't wipe, get the
I got
fuck up.
Hey, check this out. I got a bidet. Nice. Washes your balls and washes your ass crack.
So you're royalty.
No, I got this on Amazon for like $40.
Hey, we're fucking pillaging a broke house? You're broke?
I'm not broke. Look, I got a whale painting that my grandma made me.
I have a feeling you're just sitting down to pee because you're a fucking faggot.
I would show you the evidence, but it's kind of gross. I don't want to drop my tablet in my toilet.
I mean, there's 10,000 fucking viewers watching you take a shit online, bro.
I'm not taking this shit right now. I'm just using the bidet now.
Well, are we at the... Hold on. Did you take a shit within this 5 minutes?
Yeah. I finished my shit within the last 5 minutes. Like I pretty much squeezed out the last turd by the time that you showed up.
If I was there, I would dunk your head in that shit-covered water.
Why would you do such a thing?
To make you prettier, you ugly fucking bitch.
Nino, unban me.
You're breaking my heart now.
Was it a good shit? Healthy? Or you constipated? Or?
It was one of the better shits I've had this week.
What do you like? Scale of 1 to 10.
Well, I mean, considering I ate like fucking cake at 4 a.m, it was better than I expected.
Okay, so remember, activity, fiber, and little caffeine goes a long way.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's the
caffeine goes a long way.
Yeah.
Or like goes the fast way. Wink, wink.
How are you feeling now? Is it completely you're done?
Well, I don't have a dryer in my bidet, so I basically just sit here until like my ass like drips dry. But I don't think I cleaned it enough, so I might even like combo with a little bit of toilet paper just to dry it out and see if there's anything left.
Are you doing it right now as we're talking? No, you're not. Don't you stand up. Don't you do? I'm the guy. Hey, you are what? You are a home. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
You know, some people don't wipe.
Yeah, I've heard of those people. They're called immigrants.
Or I've heard that there's people that just use their hands.
Yeah, stop making eye contact with that gay shit, bro. Use that. Cover yourself. What the fuck?
We're good to go.
Hello.
I got a little water in my balls. And I'm gonna strategically get up so you don't see my dick.
Don't worry about that, okay? What the fuck are you doing? It's time to get a job, homie. You got better things to do than take a
my day off, bitch.
You take shit for little children on monkeys is what you do?
I do this for fun.
So you go on Monkey to take shits?
Well, if you must know, I actually go on Monkey because Omegle shut down.
Oh, you're a pedo from Omegle?
And I go on Omegle because I play guitar. And, oh, my towel fell on me.
Oh, so let's jam session. Let's thrash. What can you play? You got Stairway to Heaven. Let's go from the top.
Ugh. Stairway denied.
Okay, what do you got?
I do original shit.
What is this Brokeback Mountain? What do you have? What do you know?
Oh, I can actually play a song from that movie.
No,
too.
fuck that gay movie. What songs do you have, bro?
Bro, it's a great movie.
Give me a classic song. What's the most popular song?
It's blowing up my skirt. It feels delightful.
What'd you say? I can't back in.
Those beef curtains are just flapping away.
Oh. What did you say? You on the phone with my wife? Stop. Maybe you should just get the car fixed. No, I mean, if you don't want to. Bro.
Terrible. I'm glad GTA RP is back.
Come on.
That's us.
No way we lost that.
Me and my one viewer.
Like,
What do you got?
Nice.
Let's say the song list.
why don't you just like trust me and just listen to a song? And
Okay.
all right, this is a band from the '90s called the Lemonheads.
Again with the fruit.
Wait.
You need to
I had a
turn this
cramp.
volume down.
Okay.
Was that from
It's getting closer to the end. He kinda should've sorta would've loved her. He could've just gotta be alone. And pretend he just wanted to love her, but he didn't. He took to the woods and wandered in.
Yeah.
Walked on until they couldn't.
Ox. Next. What else you got?
Baby girl, twist away. When you're talking to me, I can't breathe. Set some time aside to say, why don't you stay? 10 years later, I still feel like you're
Lincoln Park. You have any Lincoln? Do you have any Lincoln Park?
Oh, gross! You're that kind of guy. Eh?
Breaking Benjamin.
Whack. No, man. Anyways, have a good day.
Oh, you didn't even wash your hands. Some of these niggas need to be
He ran his
killed.
hands underwater. It was all good.
It's a joke. Sorry. Don't do that. Back up.
He's 23 years old, chat. It's fine. Well.
Some fat people's thumbs look like chodes. Hey, are you from Tennessee?
At 11 AM, call some Vice reporter over something. We'll go live after Liar.
Hey, don't. Dating. Hey, what's up? Don't
Must
skip
have
me.
went.
What's up, Frenesca? Come on, you don't speak? Are you a typer? How old are you? 18? Okay. Encore. I gotta go. I gotta know. What did I like?
Why, Zerga? Why would you let that happen, dude?
For 14-hour golden VOD, bro. Someone save my VOD. This is the best content. How did I lag? Oh, it's fake?
Hi. And bye.
He's shook.
If Eddie, if you ban me, then we know you hate tits. Then you're not straight. Like Eddie, please, man. I swear I wasn't trying to be funny, like how streamers trying to be funny. I wasn't going for a clip. I don't need to go for clips. I'm the king of this shit. Yo, don't talk when I'm talking. The fuck is that, man? Lower your fucking. Lower your tone.
Bitch, lower your motherfucking tone.
Who the fuck are you? Calm down. I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
I gotta hang out just to
I'm
see if he gets
better than
banned.
you. I'm the millionaire nigga. You're gonna listen to me. I got the money. I said I'm the millionaire nigga. You're gonna listen to me. I got the money. Sit down.
Don't play with me.
You want to be?
Sit down, bitch. I'm already sitting. Fuck, stand up.
We got a comedian here. We got
I'm not trying to be a comedian.
Look. All right.
I'm not being a comedian. I'm just fucking telling you.
If you want me to fly you out to Hollywood, you need to shut the fuck up when I'm talking.
I don't want you to fucking drive me nowhere.
I didn't
fly
ask
me
you
nowhere.
shit.
I don't like planes.
You don't like planes? How about we ram it into your building with a couple muzzies, huh? Shut the fuck up.
I know you're a fucking terrorist, bitch.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm an Arab. Is that a problem?
I didn't say it was. You're the one said he was gonna fly to my fucking house with a fucking whatever you
Swallow when you talk to me. Don't do that fucking degeneracy, all right? Manners.
I'll spit in your face, bitch. Manners to
I'd
you.
smack you in the face.
I ain't gonna smack you through the screen, bitch. Come on.
You look like that one person off that sex movie. You know what I'm talking about? Off
I know what
Netflix.
you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Off that sex movie.
Man, you are. Get your mind out of the gutter. How old is you?
I'm grown.
Get your mind out your fucking ass.
You're both grown?
Yes.
Duh.
Then hop on and get to fucking business.
Nigga, stop fucking
I'm on the what? Fucking shrimp?
Oh God, get the.
Well, it'll go bigger when you start acting normal. Look at you. You starving, bitch. Chill.
Who is he calling a bitch?
Look at you choking on oxygen. You do horrible with this BBC.
I like him. He's funny. You're funny.
Thank you.
Cause you're a goofy ass bitch.
Did you get your lips done?
She spits her food out.
Watch.
Oh, the real questions.
Oh, you want to chat? Oh my God.
It's nasty. That's why you acting like a bitch.
Oh, that's why you acting like a bitch.
That's why you acting like talking about you choking on oxygen.
Exactly. Nigga, you think you
bitch, you wish somebody would choke on that dick.
Exactly.
Exactly. Private bitch. Lower your fucking tongue, man. Lower your tongue. Stop talking to me. No, you shush.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm still live. Okay, what happened to my chat? Why is it frozen?
Cause they don't fuck with you.
Exactly.
You got a dirty mouth, bro. I'm being nice to you guys. Which one wants me?
Don't nobody give a fuck about your fucking chat.
All right, so which one am I taking here? Like, which one
Let's
wants
see.
me?
Maybe the guy to the fucking left. Let's see. Maybe the
Not
guy to
me.
the fucking left.
You're
Not
not
me.
funny, bro. You're not like you're not funny, bro. You're not funny. Like I do this, bro. I'm funny. You're not
I'm not fucking.
You need to.
I'm not fucking laughing.
You need to get your lips to match your face.
Yeah,
because-
your lips is weird, and your fucking nose is long as fuck. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it matches my fucking cock.
Yeah, little as fuck.
Long as fuck. Yeah.
Cock. That's how you know you're fucking
cock.
You ain't
What the
little
fuck
white
is
buddies.
Exactly. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck is a cock.
Excuse me for being the master race.
Talk about the master race.
Yeah, I'm a white man. Is that a problem?
You're
Well,
white.
guess what, bitch? I'm happy, you fuck. What the fuck you gonna say now, bitch?
I'm happier because I'm white. I'm the master race.
Bitch, you ain't no master shit. I'll whoop your motherfucking ass.
No, I'm Arab. I'm Arab. You know what an Arab is? I am this.
Yes, I know. One of them fucking Arabians. Middle Eastern, we know. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
He,
so
he, that's what he reminds
You
me
look
of. Fucking
Middle Eastern.
Mo.
You look Middle Eastern as fuck.
Mo? Yeah, Mohammed. He's what's it?
He's
Arabic?
at our smoke corner store.
Yeah, Arabic.
And she kind of look a little Arabic. You got the sand coming out her dirty pussy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, now what? Now what? Now
Thought that
what?
was funny.
No,
You thought
she's
that was
hurt.
funny.
Let her
What
be
was
hurt.
funny?
Cry, cry. Hey, send the tears to my PO box. I drink them on stream in front of your bestie. Is that your
Oh
bestie?
shit, my man's calling me.
Fuck your man. He's a fucking bitch. Put him on call.
Yeah, you bitch.
Put him on
My
call.
nigga.
Put him on call. Let him humiliate himself unless he's a gangster. Then I don't want to leave. I don't hate the Jews, bro. What the fuck? I don't hate them anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Jaden,
Yeah.
You know you're ugly as fuck, so don't turn that camera on.
Okay.
Yeah, know your place. Jeez, that cut deep. I didn't mean it. I didn't. Hey. Don't skip me. Wait, how old?
You look 30.
Hey, you look
30, not 22.
and you look like prey. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Then hop on. What the fuck? I meant my stream. Hi. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you guys spam Eddie, this is a comedy. It looks like we're incriminating ourselves. Like, it looks like, hey, don't look over here, Eddie. Like, I don't know if.
Hello.
Hi, where are you from?
We are from India. Where are you from?
I am from Mumbai, India.
You look so good.
I wish I could say the same.
You wish.
Poof! You're done. Your ego's shattered. It's over. You belong to me. You are my bitch now. Tell her she can't sing. I'm sorry. You need to quit. You need to quit.
I feel like I need to have a break. I was gonna play some games, but I need to have a nap.
Okay, razor lips. Let's kiss.
GG. I'm gonna make some food and then stream later.